All right. First off, give Georgetown some credit. They got a really nice team. And we knew that big boy that can shoot it, that causes us problems. Pulling Jamar away from the basket, and as I told my coaches, naturally we can play zone and eliminate that. But we didn't want to. We want to keep trying to find ways to get better out there defending those kind of guys. But those kind of teams who have a 5-player can really shoot it, it makes it hard because it opens up that lane for that dribble penetration too. I thought the key to the game was probably the second half. Over 40 minutes, I thought we wore them down. I thought that second bunch came in, probably played 6-7 minutes straight. I don't know what difference was in score, but they separated the score. They brought great energy. Rawls ended up with 8 assists, 1 turnover. The second half, Jones, or just the first half, he gets 1 free throw the second half. That was a key stat. And I think, without looking at the film, I think the last 10 minutes they get 2 baskets. So over 40 minutes, we kind of got into them, wore them down. We had some guys make threes. You go 13 for 26 from three-point line. Luke shot it. Dante shot it. Lander shot it. When you got 3 guys who are capable of any night jumping up making shots at different times, makes it hard to defend. But it's very obvious we got to get better defensively in some areas. We're doing some things, trying some things differently, icing some ball screens. We got to figure it out a little bit. We haven't, and again, it's hard to do with 5 men. Naturally, I wouldn't do it if it was something we're in a real, I shouldn't say a real game, it is a real game, but something that we have to find ways to, not worry about getting better, but winning. We'd played some zone with that because that's really hard on Jamar, just where it is. But overall, y'all have heard me say this many times. Key to your team is 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. How those guys come in and add to. And when you got guys come off your bench and add to like ours, that's going to help your team in the long run for sure. Questions? Lauren, you're up first. Go ahead.
I knew you were coming. So obviously bringing Georgetown here in the Dill Arena, you knew it wasn't going to be an easy task at hand. Obviously, it was a very physical game that came with that. So what does that physicality mean, and being able to push through that, obviously, within the second half and going on that run in the end? What does that show for, perseverance for the team?
Well, Lauren, it's good when your team can get pushed and get challenged and a different style. There's not everybody doesn't have a 5 guy can really shoot it. This guy, the big boy made 73s last year. He goes 4 for 8 tonight. So it's good to be able to fight through some adversity. Things don't go just the way you want to. And always those kind of teams, it's Super Bowls for them. The Jones kid is back, played at Bowling Green, and he was really good the first half. But the second half, like I said, we locked him down. I think he gets 1 free throw. And over 40 minutes, our depth, I thought was the whole key and factor to the game. And we got to continue to get better in a lot of areas. There's no more of these that don't count. The next one's a real one. And we know it's their Super Bowl too. We didn't have to play the game, but as I've said from day one, it'll make us better. It'll bond your team on the road and winning. And again, it's something to help prepare us what we're getting ready to do after that, going to Cayman Islands. So it was a good task tonight. It's good to get pushed a little bit, play through some adversity, then find ways to separate the game.
Luke mentioned how much the second 5 kind of sparked everything. In a game like this where you can kind of use some rotations and work some things around, how nice was it to kind of see that spark there in the second half from a different group of guys that give you some looks that maybe you can use now going forward in the regular season?
Well, first off, we needed it. We need those big young men off that bench to come in and add to. I don't know what the score was. It was probably even or whatever, and they came in that game. But I know they came in and gave up a few baskets when they first came in, and they went on a big run. Just energy. Wu plays with a lot of energy. When he figures out what he's doing, he's going to really become a good player. He's out there just hooping right now. Execution part of what he does is not his strength right now. His strength is his athleticism and his energy. And I'll take those two things over execution any day. He'll get better of execution. Can't teach energy and toughness like he's got in that athleticism. As he continues to play, he's going to keep getting better. Flew didn't have his typical maybe making some shots, but I still thought he played hard. Defensively was good out there on that big guy away from that basket. And like I said, you had two guys in that bunch, in Landers and Dante made shots. And Rawls, I don't know what he had at halftime, but he ends up 8 assists, 1 turnover. What do you have at halftime? Probably not a lot. Most of those assists came second half. 1 assist?
1 assist, 1 turnover.
So he has 7 assists, no turnovers second half. And for the most part, it was probably with that second group when he did it.
How much did you see you guys improve from Wednesday's exhibition game to today?
Well, it's just different. The styles were different. I thought that second bunch made shots this game. First game, Dante didn't make no shots. I'm sure he felt the pressure just playing for the first time. I thought he relaxed, made shots. Landers made some shots. And again, we were playing without a pretty good player tonight in E-Man. That was a factor, too, for us offensively, I can tell you. We didn't probably do some things as well in that first group as we had done. But that's what your team's about, what your bench about. We probably had a hard time. We had a hard time last year. You lose one of your better players and keep playing, that was difficult. This year we lose one of our best players. We're able to keep playing on. Still found a way to score 88 points.
You talked about the hustle of this team, diving on the floor, constantly going after loose balls today, an exhibition game. That make you smile? Did that make you happy with how hard they were playing out there right now?
Hey, listen, I don't know. We'll chart it, but Jarris right now, he's all over that floor. It's 2 guys all over that floor, Jarris and Luke. And that gets contagious. That's what you want. Jarris diving into the bench, diving into the pep band down there. That's kind of the way we've been all fall, too. Details we'll get better at. I can change the flow of the game with some different things defensively when I want to. Right now, I'm just concerned about getting us to play hard, efforts, and their attitudes. We'll keep fine-tuning all those little things. We as coaches, it's a learning experience for us trying to figure out who can do what a little bit. Who can do it, when the lights are on. Who can still think and not have as much game slippage. So those things are new. And again, there's no substitute for experience. Guys, every game they play, they'll get better. And I'm just proud for it because it's about a team. And everybody wants to know about our bench, how you keep them happy. Well, again, coaches don't determine playing time, players do. And again, I got a lot of confidence in those guys on that bench, adding to like I did tonight.
As you went on the run there late in the second half, the crowd really started to get rocking. How much did the crowd play?
Well, they say that crowd's always real important. That crowd always adds to. I thought that last 10 minutes for sure could have started at the 12-minute mark. I look out there and I saw they were bringing it up. Four Georgetown guys were bent over holding their knees at that point. And again, pressure over 40 minutes can get to you. And we're up into you. And again, they got good players. They got guys, young man from Wyoming, young man from Marshall, shooter, young man from, I forget which school he was from. So they got good players, some experienced guys. But over 40 minutes, that fatigue can break you down. That's why they weren't near as efficient offensively down that stretch.
Obviously, you have a couple players out there doing this, but that being said, do you feel like these 2 games, you guys moved forward how you wanted to get ready for that season opener here coming up?
Well, I don't know if any coach is ever where you want to be, that's for sure. But there's no more of these. The next ones are real. We've learned a lot of things about our team. I think it's very obvious we can score a lot of different ways. We're still not great on that block, posting up. E-Man gives us some more there that we probably didn't have tonight. But finding out a little bit more about our bench, gain a little more confidence in them gaining confidence in themselves. You know, we're throwing them in there. Now, you know, how they perform means a lot, how they feel about themselves. So all those guys have to be feeling great about themselves. In the next game you come in, they've had some success now. Teammates trust them and believe in them more. Coaches trust you and believe in you more. So those things through all of a season and through 40 minutes is very valuable.
You mentioned that Jamarian, after the game on Wednesday, suffered from a virus and that kind of affected his play on Wednesday. Do you believe that the illness affected his play today as well?
Well, I think this. I think he's not back to where he was energy-wise, number one. Number two, you know, that big old boy pulling him away from the basket. Don't make it easy on him either, defensively. And again, like I said, I could play zone, stand him in around that rim, which we did most of the time last year. It really makes him a factor. But still at that, he gets 6 blocks a night, right? 6 blocks, seven rebounds, is that right?
Yeah.
7 rebounds in 23 minutes. So not bad stats. He's got a lot more to give, but no, he's not back to where he was at energy-wise for sure. We got a day off tomorrow and get him back, get him recovered a couple of days, and get him ready to go next week.